Broadcasting worldwide from Pandemonium Studios in Cornwall, this is the Wal of Paine show on Phluid FM.
And now you're shut down, closed in, with all the money you owe. I had to watch this thing so many times, another little death of innocence. Now we scream, you run, fall out, you scream, and we're gone. Fall
There we go.
Alrighty then. Well,
you're getting a round of applause off of the live album there.
Indeed,
I mean, that is just epic, isn't it?
Yes, and you wonder why we're saying that is because we are thankfully joined by our guest, by the skin of our teeth, no less. Sorry about that delay on getting the audio sorted out there, but it has been an evening of fantastic.
Hasn't it just? So big round of applause. This is we are joined by Julia Nagel, who is lead trombone for. Oh, there you go. Yeah. For Sinfonia Leipzig, joining us live this evening from Germany. How are you, Julia? You're looking very glam.
Hi, thank you. I tried my best after I had a 14-hour day already, so that's all fake. That's all fake.
I know the feeling. It's been proper busy over here as well.
It has.
That's probably half the reason the tech decided to fail on me at the last minute as well.
We've had snow today. How's your weather been?
Yes, it has been snowing for days now. It's crazy. It's beautiful. It's really Christmassy.
Oh well, yeah. We probably don't have German snow. We have like Cornish snow, and it's just a little smattering.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Tiny little bit.
It doesn't look Christmassy. It just looks like the gritters need to get out there. But it's cold. It was super cold.
It is cold. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Now, we've been having quite a lot of chat, haven't we? Like through the messaging system. So I feel, Julia, like I already know you really well. But for those people that have tuned in, we've got Johannes in the chat room. I take it that might be a friend of yours.
That may be my dad.
Oh, there you go. And we've got James. Hi, James.
Dad.
Hi, Dad. What's your dad's name?
Johannes.
Oh, Johannes, of course. What am I just saying? Yeah. I was just going to say.
Sharp as a spoon.
I tell you, it's been one of those days. But for those people that don't know who you are, what you do and what you get up to, Julia, let us know what your role is and what you do.
Well, I'm a freelance trombonist from Germany, and a few years ago, 2019 to be specific, I decided to found my own orchestra, the Sinfonia Leipzig. And yeah, that was not the best timing. We all know what happened in 2020.
What was that? Was there a national pandemic?
Global.
Yeah, just a tiny one.
Yeah.
And so right when we tried to start off, we couldn't. And we did some smaller projects during COVID times whenever we were allowed to. And then in 2020, we wanted to do the 40-year New Model Army concert with them. And of course, it got postponed. And last year, we finally were able to do it.
Yes.
We recorded, as you know, and it was amazing. It was really worth the wait. It was really good and just an amazing time. And now with the orchestra, we're trying to do more for classical music for everyone and show that classical music is not something elite and where you have to have specific knowledge, dress in a certain way, but just enjoy the music like you would do it with every other genre as well. Just go there, enjoy the music, and either you like it or you don't.
I noticed that watching the DVD, obviously, because you're all dressed slightly differently, and there's a lot of youngsters in your orchestra.
Yeah, I mean, not too young, but already professionals. It's a whole professional orchestra. All the musicians are freelancers. That's kind of our theme. We want to be super inclusive, so we have people from all kinds of countries and nations and from all kinds of backgrounds. And yeah, from everything you could get discriminated against, we are trying to include them. And as long as they play really well, have fun, and just make the orchestra the special place it is, all welcome.
It's a good thing to do, though, because I think you're absolutely right. I think a lot of people, Leo, you'd probably agree here. I mean, I wouldn't ever profess to be knowledgeable about classical music, but there's certain pieces that you
this is what we were talking
don't
about
realise that you know, aren't they?
Like I was trying to explain to Neil as well. I explain this quite a lot to a lot of people. It's something I used to talk to my dad quite a lot, is how classical music, and not just classical, because classical is actually quite a small bracket in years of overall what people regard as classical. It can go all the way back to Renaissance or Romantic or whatever era, but people don't realise how much it's infused in everything. Every kid,
Exactly, yeah.
every kid out there, up to even 30, 40-year-old adult now, can hear the Harry Potter theme and immediately identify it.
Yeah.
Anyone can identify Star Wars. Anyone can identify the UEFA Champions League theme.
Yeah.
Also, video games, and I would posit that video games has actually had a positive impact on people still listening to classical music, because a lot of kids these days are inspired by soundtracks like Final Fantasy VII and other amazing, beautiful works that have been in video games, and now they're like, hey man, that's right up my street, let me go and investigate other
classical streams.
Exactly.
Yeah, because when you say classical music, people immediately think of Mozart, Bach, and all those composers they learned about in school. And then they're like, no, I don't listen to that. It's all boring and super soft. And then you tell them, well, there's Star Wars. That's classical, right? And that's not all just mellow and soft. That's real. Yeah.
Well, we had a little clip earlier. We were playing the Jurassic Park franchise, of course. Because you get a lot of films these days, don't they? They just have like a music score, so you've got artists playing, but that kind of score, like you're saying, Star Wars, and that score to a movie is coming back, I think, as well, which
defines
is good.
a movie in many ways.
Yeah.
One of the things I've felt that's been a disadvantage to film is the prevalence of too much pop music, too much electronic music, too much stuff that regards itself as being atmosphere, but is actually just completely the most minimal thing they can throw money at, because again, the films that we remember the most are the ones that have a beautiful score, and somewhere there's an orchestra behind that. And again, even in aspects where people don't necessarily know that, like look at, again, this is why it's a good example with New Model Army of the crossover, of the ability to use orchestras in other genres of music. A lot of people, it has happened for many, many, many years, people don't necessarily twig that,
Yeah.
Look at every Bond theme, you had Duran Duran, right? That's like an electro-pop band, but that song would not sound good if it was just an electro-pop song.
Yeah.
It needs the power of the orchestra behind it.
Well, I was going to say, I've got 3 questions for you, Julia, that jump to my mind immediately, because you may not know this, but everybody who knows me for 5 seconds, New Model Army are the best band on the planet for me. So we've had Jules Denby on this show a couple of times, who, as you know, obviously is the cover artist. And we were sort of talking to Jules about the orchestra behind the band. And I mean, what you've done, to my mind, is outstanding. I watched that DVD and I was crying. It was so powerful and emotional, because I followed that band for 40 years, and then to see the energy that you guys put behind it and the enjoyment that was in the orchestra, you could see the orchestra were just lapping it up. How did that come to pass, with you getting in touch with New Model and saying, we want to do this? Whose idea was that, Julia, to do that?
Actually, Sharon Non, the violinist.
The violin, right, okay, yeah.
Yes. She's a close friend of mine, and she also played with Sinfonia quite a few times. So when I think Justin came up with the idea of having a orchestra join, and when he told her, or they came up with it together, I'm not sure about the whole story, she was like, I'd know just the orchestra for you. And then she called me immediately and was like, hey, want to do this? This would be perfect for Sinfonia. And of course, yeah, I'm not gonna say no to that, right?
No, I mean, it is astonishing, because just in songwriting, it kind of comes across into the orchestra, and then the orchestral backing comes across. It is crazy. If you've written a good song, it just goes to prove you can do it with a band, you can do it alone on the acoustic guitar, you can do it orchestrally. A good song is a good song. I mean, I'm not going to have a stab at pronouncing this violinist's name. I know you just said it, but the stuff she did with the Vagabonds on that DVD is
all the arrangements by her are just amazing, because it's not your typical, the orchestra just does the chords in the background and just goes ba 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 ba,
no,
well,
and just plays the regular song. But if you take away the orchestra from those arrangements, it's missing.
Yeah,
it's not the band playing their regular songs. And
no,
that's what I find so amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was going to ask, like, because Neil's just a drummer. I'm actually a musician, by trade, and We're always jostling about that.
Rude, Julia, rude.
Well, it was about the arrangement. It's exactly that. Does she do all of the arrangements? Is it more a group thing? Is there one group of people that do most of the arrangement, or is it all, how does the arrangements come about?
She did them. She did did all of the arrangements by herself.
Fantastic! Wow,
that's incredible.
Really
yeah, it really is.
Yes.
And again, what people don't understand is arrangement in itself is a whole science and art to its own. There are some people out there who are purely arrangers, like they'll never pick up an instrument themselves, but they just have an inbuilt talent to it. And again, I mean, when approaching anything from New Model Army, for example, like, can you give us any insight into what was the kind of? I mean, you say it was trying to not just be the standard hit a single chord sort of thing. Like, was it a complex process? Do you think? Was it something that was actually quite natural? It's like this is quite easy to thread into something more elaborate.
It was the main idea.
Yeah.
It was clear from the beginning that it had to be something more than just the orchestra playing the chords, and it has to be a real collaboration. And that just to put it, like, we are not a band and an orchestra, we are just a 40-person band right now. And I think that whole vibe was there from the beginning. That was the main idea.
It is brilliant. I mean, have you got thoughts to now move forward doing similar things with other bands? I mean, we had, I think, one of the first bands to do this going back along was the Metallica, backed by the orchestra. Do you remember that one, Julia?
Yes, of course. My dad would kill me though if I don't tell you that Deep Purple were the first ones to do it.
I was about to correct myself on that.
Okay, shall I say the first ones that hit mainstream?
Have you ever heard of a small band called Led Zeppelin?
Yes, but I'm talking about being backed by, like, I think Metallica was the Philharmonic or whatever. They brought it maybe in, like we were saying about Julia's now bringing classical into a younger generation. Maybe Metallica were the first band to bring it into the public eye, to go, wow, that's good. So have you got plans to do that now with other bands, do you think?
We would love to. Right now there are no immediate plans, but we are open to it. Like, if you're a band, if you want to have an orchestra, just give me a call.
Excellent.
We want to do that. It was just amazing.
I am, and we do, but I think you're about 1,000 times better than our band. So I'm not even going to go there.
Well, good for us then.
Yeah.
I said I got 3 questions which were directly for you. Is number 2, is this going to, with New Model Army particularly, is this going to tour, Julia, outside of Germany? I know it's probably massive, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Brexit, that's a huge problem, bringing a whole orchestra out of the EU with a working visa. And so that's a problem. We all would love to do it. But also the idea was to make it a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Right.
I almost said something.
Though it breaks my heart to have it just
I was about to say something controversial there. Like,
don't, because we don't want a copyright strike or an algorithm strike or whatever.
I was just going to say, like, just tie a few lilos together and just, like, jump on them and float over the channel, and you'll have room and board and, like, national insurance paid and everything.
Allegedly.
Yeah, our home office is fantastic.
So we have to come to Germany.
Yeah.
Although if it's going to be a one-off, that's. Yeah. I mean, I was playing the vinyl the other day because again that just picks up.
What about around Europe? Have you got any plans for actual, the European mainland touring at all with it?
Right now, no plans, but well, I might come for a little visit in February. I'm not sure because I just love England. I just did a whole road trip last February.
Lovely.
Yeah.
But I know also you were trying to upload bits and pieces. You upload onto, is it Wednesday evenings? You said to me that Leipzig now upload a short video of some music onto YouTube, and I dropped in to see the first one, and you said that somebody could,
the live stream,
yes,
the live stream where the audience was just so rude that we had to delete it.
Right.
Wow.
Wow. They couldn't.
That was a failed experiment, I would say.
You're being very polite. I think I've actually got word for word on direct message what you said about the audience. But we won't.
Well, this is one of the problems, like, you know, with live streaming and commenting, is you do need an army of people sat there in the chat room, just like, delete that message, delete that message, delete that message.
The comments were great, actually. The live audience were the problem.
Oh, hey,
yes.
I misunderstand.
Yeah.
They managed to just talk so loudly that I could hear opera singers.
Oh my god.
Right.
And I feel that's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
Because I was ready to go. I was all ready to go, and I'm like saying to Julia, "How do I tune in?" She'd be like, "You can't. It's we're not doing it this week."
Well, the comments were amazing. They were like, "What's going on? What kind of audience is that? We want to hear the orchestra." We're like, "Oh, thank you."
But are you going to try that idea again, and maybe just hold up some big signs that say "shh" on them, or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, not at this event, because that was clearly just the wrong venue to do it. It was just, people were there to drink, to party, and we tried, but it didn't work out. But we are going to do live streams for sure in the future.
Maybe it was the spillover from Oktoberfest. My youngest daughter was in Munich for the Oktoberfest. She couldn't fault it, said it was absolutely beautiful city, and the whole event was just... People just, she said, you had the organisers, you had the police there, you had and everybody just respected everybody else. And somebody was asked not to do something, and they very politely apologised and said, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry, I won't do that again," sort of thing. And she had a fantastic time over there. So maybe it was the overspill from Oktoberfest coming into your
maybe it was,
and they were.
I think it was just too late in the evening that we started, because they were having drinks for hours already.
Right, and my third question, Julia, is what made you, at what age and at what point and under what influence, go, do you know what? Because you're very young. We're looking at you go, do you know what? The trombone is the instrument for me. Where did that come from?
Actually, my mom plays the French horn. So ever since she told me when I was a little baby, she held the horn to my mouth and was like, "Can you make the sound? Can you make it?" And then ever since I can remember, I wanted to play a brass instrument. First, of course, it was like, "Oh, I want to play French horn like my mom." And then when I was old enough, I was like, "I'm not going to play French horn like my mom, like ever." And then she came home with euphonium. I don't know if you know that thing. That's
my brother.
I think I've heard of a euphonium.
My brother played the euphonium in a marching band.
Is that a horn?
Yes,
is that
exactly.
a horn thing as well?
It is. It's a sort of round,
like a small tuba thing.
Yeah, small tuba thing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and so I started doing that, and because it was just super easy to play, it was just like, oh, there's not much effort to play that. And then my teacher back then was like, well, you know, with euphonium, you can basically only play in a marching band. So I know you don't want to be a professional musician. Yeah, that was my rebellious phase. Not going to be a professional musician.
Yeah.
and
look at you now.
You want more than marching band, so maybe the trombone. And my first thought was like, but they're standing while playing. With the euphonium, I can sit down. That's way easier.
Right.
But then I listened to the trombone music. I was like, actually. And then I just stuck with it, and I realized this is the best decision ever, and it's just the coolest instrument ever.
Yeah.
Do you know it's the loudest?
Yes. You certainly.
Loudest instruments of all without electricity.
Did you check out our friends Land of the Giants, Gaz Lepage on the trombone?
Yes, I did. They're really cool.
Yeah, aren't they? And Gaz makes that band. The trombone makes that band.
See, the trombone as well is very versatile. Yeah, because there's a lot of other instruments you could play. Like, for example, I hazard to say the oboe doesn't necessarily have quite, or maybe the piccolo might not have quite. Is the oboe
a reed instrument?
Yes, it is. It's a double-reeded instrument. Yeah. Yes, double-reeded are one of the ones that are, because I'm clarinetist, saxophonist, pianist, guitarist, that sort of thing. But double-reeded instruments I find a little bit difficult. But yeah, like with a trombone,
I find any instrument difficult apart from the drums.
Yeah, that's why I said you're a drummer and I'm a musician. That's why there's a split in the middle right here between the two of us. But yeah, no, the trombone, you can go anywhere from doing, like a 100-piece orchestra to jazz, to soul, to funk, to dance.
Well, we're going to come on to that
techno,
with the funk.
Yeah, like honestly, the bone can be found all over the place. And if it's good enough for Commander Riker on the Enterprise and Star Trek, then it's good enough for me.
Exactly.
Don't,
Absolutely.
Julia, please don't get him started on Star Trek. We will.
Don't get me started on Star Trek.
Yes. Make it so.
My biggest dream is to one day meet Jonathan Frakes at a convention and have him sign my trombone.
He would absolutely do. He would probably play trombone with you, I would imagine.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. I was at the first ever Star Trek convention in the UK, Star Trek Con.
Oh.
Yeah, no, all the
I
crew
was
were
there a few years ago at the Destination Star Trek in Birmingham.
Yeah, that's the one. We were in the one at Excel Centre in London, the first one, which they immediately did the next ones away from there because like Excel's horrible, but it was a fantastic convention. I was telling Neil, I stood in queue. Well, ironically, I stood in a queue to meet Q. John Delancey.
Right.
But I didn't do it to meet him because Brent Spiner was sat right next to him, and the tickets for him, you had to come back in 2 days. And I was like, well, what about John Delancey? It's like, oh, there's only 20 people in the queue. So I waited in queue, got up to him, and he's like, what would you like me to write? I was like, 1 minute, hey Brent, how's it going? And talked to Brent Spiner instead.
There you go.
I actually just walked up to the not so famous actors because no one was queuing for them.
Yeah, that was
And
me,
I just got my picture for free and got a little talk with them.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
I got to meet Chekhov. His name's escaping me now, but the guy that played Chekhov.
Walter Koenig.
Walter Koenig, yes. And the one thing that I really regret now is that he was on his own right at the end and no one was going to talk to him. So I just went and leant on the barrier and he was really lovely. He just chatted to me for like half an hour, had a cup of coffee, everything. And what I regret now is I never asked him about Babylon 5. And now I've just finished watching through all of Babylon 5 again and I'm like, no, why didn't I ask him about Bester? That's an even better character.
He's amazing as Bester.
Yeah, he is fantastic.
Maybe the next time they
do
do another film and they want a score, as we were talking for the film, maybe you just put yourself forward
get
to
onto
do the
J.
film
Michael
score.
Straczynski. Get onto Straczynski because he's looking to make more Babylon 5.
There you go.
Him.
I was just thinking
yeah.
as well, talking about all these trombonists. This may be wrong, because your cousin plays the harp as well, which
Yes,
is also
he does,
an impossible instrument. Is the trombone? It's the only instrument I can think of where you could actually get like I don't know what the correct term for this, Julia, but like a slide. You know, like it's the only one you could get an actual. I mean, you can go down a scale on a piano, but you can't do it without separate notes.
It has.
I mean, you can do
widest
it on the
legato.
string instruments. The string instruments can go like
Yeah, but I suppose bending a string. But as far as
would it be more accurate to say it has the widest range of a single legato note?
Depends on the player.
That's what I was going to say, but I didn't want to look like a show off.
With the what do you call the overtones? You basically don't have a limit, but the player has a limit, like how high you can go.
Well, this is
actually
one of the
range is the exact same as in the French horn.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
we just didn't bother with the whole circling.
So when this is one of the things as well. When you extend out, presumably that makes the tone lower. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you pull back in, it makes it higher.
Because you're shortening the...
Presumably, you also have a lips pursing thing where you'll get maybe, just to say, an octave going with your lips pursed one way from full extension to non.
Yeah, well,
and then
the overturns are starting octave,
okay.
fifth, fourth, third, second, and getting smaller and smaller. That's why it's harder to play so high, because you can just hit any note there. And then... Usually we have 7 positions where we know we have to stop at the with the slide.
Yeah.
Of course, we can play anything in between, but to have actual half tones, we know 7 positions. And on each position, you have the octave, fifth, and so on. So there are a lot of notes you can play on different positions. Like there's one actually fun piece for the trombone, which is super high because there the overtones are so close together. Where it's actually meant to, you move the slide and play the same note.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because presumably then, if you've got a certain stop point on that slide and you go over it, that's almost like a bum note. You've gone too far out of that note, and that's going to sound out of key with...
Again, making it a difficult instrument
Isn't
to
it? Just because it's got no set stops. You've got to know...
With guitars, you have frets. With saxophones, you have keys.
Keys. A clarinet's got keys and... we're just talking about the trombone as well being very, very versatile, going into lots of different musical genres. And then you said to me that because we've been playing it and I love it, you're in a band called Shooby Doom.
Yes.
Which is swing.
I just got home from rehearsal.
And it's swing metal. And I said to Julia, I said, I don't think I've ever heard of swing metal. She said, I think we've just invented it. So, but it is. Fantastic. I mean, we're going to talk for another couple of minutes, Julia. And then we'll play, because we're going on to other things, obviously. But we'll play you a Shooby Doom tune.
Great.
Because it's
fantastic.
It is
right
absolutely
up my
brilliant.
street. Yeah.
So how did swing metal become a thing, and how did you get into Shooby Doom? Where did that come from? I mean, obviously you're freelance, so you can pretty much do
I'm going to a lot of networking events for Sinfonia, especially now that we're doing the whole crowdfunding campaign, which I'm going to mention more. And And at one of those events, the leader of one of those events is Eden, the singer of the band, and she told me, "Wait, you're a trombonist. Let's talk about that later." And I just hinted like, "Yeah, I would be interested," but we kind of lost track of that. And then later, we needed a videographer for our crowdfunding video, and she suggested her husband. And I met with him to talk about the video, and he started talking about the band where he's also, and they founded it together. And I told him again, hey, that sounds really cool. And I mean, since I studied the trombone, I studied all the different variations you can. Like, I studied early music, pre-Baroque stuff and all that, and playing on historical instruments. And I studied orchestra music, but I also studied jazz. And I was like, I kind of miss doing that. I really would love to do that more, especially swing was always the stuff I loved. And I was like, I'm going to talk to my wife why she didn't just book you right away.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, and then that's how I joined them. And yeah, it's really cool. It's amazing.
And you want to talk about crowdfunding and stuff, you say. So what we'll do, we'll play a tune called Old School Medicine by Shooby Doom. And then we'll come back, Julia. Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's a good one. You got double kick bait, double kick on the like a proper metal song with this swingy, beautiful.
Awesome.
So we'll play that. We'll come back and we'll talk about your crowdfunding. Yeah. And you can tell everybody where to find you, what they need to do, where they need to send the money, which water pipes they need to tuck it behind, and how you can collect it, and all of that sort of stuff. So this is Shooby Doom, Old School Medicine.
Yep.
Here we go.
Awesome.
Take the fast road to the water, make a scene.
What do you think of that?
That's absolutely fantastic.
It's pretty much in your face for a bit of swing metal, isn't it? Because I love swing and I love metal. So it's pretty much a guarantee that I'm going to love swing metal.
I love how you breeze through the double entendre of what you just said as well.
Go on.
I love swinging and I love metal.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. So, Julia,
Really?
you wanted to talk before you disappear. You wanted to talk about crowdfunding and all things that people can help you with.
Yes, because Sinfonia Leipzig is a freelance orchestra and we have no state funding, nothing of the sort, and applying for funds is just a pain in the ass.
We know that.
We know.
Yes. So we all know about that. So we decided, let's have some actual real people help us. And so close to Christmas, we have a lot of really cool, fun stuff you can get when you're donating. Like, I don't know if you can see my earrings that are actually the Sinfonia logo.
That's lovely.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I met the makers of the earrings and the bottle and all kinds of stuff you can get there. I met them at the Star Trek convention. So
There you go.
So
the circle is complete.
Yeah.
So yeah. So C says Leo.
Yeah,
Star
see?
Trek. Star Trek can be good.
It is always good.
So where do
Well,
you?
unless it's Star Trek Discovery, but we won't go into that.
Yes, I was gonna say that.
I think you two have just hit it off over Star Trek. It's just. Have you got a? Is there a website, Sinfonia shop, then online?
Yeah. Well, there is a crowdfunding website. It's startnext.com. And if you want to see the English version, you add /en/Sinfonia-Leipzig.
Right. So can you because we're on the message over the Instagram. If you message me that,
ping it over.
Yes.
And
ping
we
it
will
over to
stick
me,
it
and then
on-
we'll make sure that.
we'll
And I'm
stick
going to have a
on
look at that
post.
myself.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah, and it's open until Christmas, so you can still order Christmas presents if you forgot to do that.
Perfect.
You can also get a private concert.
Of course, we haven't forgot to order Christmas presents. What are you talking
Yes,
about?
of course. Who doesn't?
I'm just
There's
waiting.
also Christmas decorations. We have everything and
lovely.
all with the Sinfonia logo, which is the beautiful skyline of Leipzig. So
If you ping that to me this evening, we'll get onto that ASAP because we'll have a look at that because we're obviously coming up to the weekend. I can have a little tappity tap on the computer and
Make some
especially if there's
purchases.
jewellery. Yeah, absolutely.
He loves a bit of jewellery.
I love a bit of jewellery.
On Saturday night, a bit of lip gloss,
We bought. We've got the only 2 T-shirts in the UK from Australian band Heinous Crimes. They sent over T-shirts from Australia, and it was surprisingly cheap as well. So that was good.
That was nice.
But
where else can we find you as well? Is there any other social links or anything you would like?
you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and for reasons we deleted Twitter. And
can understand that.
of course, we have a website, just sinfonialeipzig.de. So you can find us
Brilliant.
everywhere.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
and go on.
And YouTube, of course.
And YouTube,
Yes, I was going to say
YouTube.
YouTube with the live
And
stream.
Spotify. You can find the album
Excellent.
on
Yep,
Spotify.
Yep, of
And
course.
you can follow Sinfonia
And
there as
YouTube,
well.
you're going to go back, hopefully, fingers crossed, to do your live streams on a Wednesday,
Yes.
which if the crowd
Yes.
if the crowd keeps stum.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're going to stay. Well, hopefully, you can stay online and drop into the chat room because we're going to have the classical quiz in a minute.
Well,
I
was
will
also-
try my best.
I was
Yeah,
going to
so
ask
will
as
I.
well, as it's as it's Christmas time or like coming up to Christmas time and New Year, there is what I believe is a tradition across the fine land of Germany to watch. Is it Dinner for Two? Dinner for One?
For one. Dinner for one, yes.
Are you going to be watching? Is this something you partake
I
in?
haven't watched it in years, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Excellent.
But I have seen it many, many times, yeah.
It's fast become part of our yearly watch because I have Scottish family, so I often watch Hogmanay, the Scottish Cayleys. But as soon as they finish up after midnight there, on goes Dinner for One. Watch that. It's anyone out there, watch it. Check it out. It is some
Dinner for One.
It's fantastic
Yes.
comedy. It is so
It is.
so good. I believe I think they have actually recently done a modern performance of it as well. I think there was like some special modern version of it done just a couple
Oh,
of years
yeah, I
ago.
heard about that, but I haven't watched it.
I haven't seen that one yet. No, the
you
original
go.
is probably always going to be the classic. Though.
Right,
It's really
and we are
fantastic.
going to say Julia Nagel, lead trombonist from the phenomenal Sinfonia Leipzig. Thank you so much. We say this to everybody. When we get into next year, will you come back and talk to us again about a project? Always message me if you've got a project coming up, because we can do this as many times. We say
I
this
would
to,
love to.
We get such lovely guests on that we just feel that we could talk all night, but unfortunately we can't. But I'm going to play out as well now. Before we go into the quiz, with one of my favourite classic pieces is Nociem number 1. You know, the Eric Satie.
Oh,
The Nociem, but the number 1, and people might be like, Eric Satie, Nociem number 1. Again, it's like, I don't know that, and they'll hear it and go, oh, I know that.
Yeah.
Beautiful piece of music, isn't it? Beautiful piece
One
of music.
of those pieces where people go like, I don't know, then. Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Julia. I'm going to send me that link, and I'm going to be into that shop.
And I'm going to say, Dankeschön, guten Evening, auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ja, bitte mein kleinen Kinderstrudel.
Whatever that means, Julia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for putting up with us.
We will speak with you soon.
Take care.
Thank you so much. Hello, Andrea. Perfect timing for the end of that tune there.
Nice,
How are you in the bunker?
Oh, bloody freezing.
Oh, isn't it just?
It's pretty cold out there.
I'm covered in snow. I'm shivering.
No.
Andrew, perfect timing for the end of that tune there.
Turn us off in the
We're in the background.
Again. You said
It's gone.
And hi, Julia, now from Leipzig, who's in the chat room to do your classical quiz.
Can I just say, I think Julia is absolutely lovely, and what an amazing, how amazing is that to be able to play an instrument like that.
I know.
I mean, that's incredible, and what a beautiful girl she is.
Isn't she? We just said that. Julia, this is my wife on the phone now, quiz mistress. There you go. You are loved instantly. I just said that to Leo. We just speak to such lovely people, and Julia was just... Yeah, and she's now, see if you can outfox then a professional musician on classical. She says she's gonna get none.
You said
no, I think she should get 8 out of 8.
Right. You say you're covered in snow and shivering there, like what are you, John DeLorean in a hotel room?
No, Leo. No, my bunker. My bunker got covered in snow this morning, and it hasn't melted.
No, it was a shocker. I woke up this morning and thought it's frosting, and I thought, it's snowing.
It hasn't melted, and it's really cold and damp. So what I've done, I've got some gas burner. There's a gas burner boiler thing. So I put that on, and then I've opened all the doors and the windows, so I can heat the garden up at the same time, because my little plants are like freezing outside.
Oh, we need to get that Hessian. I digress. Where's the little man? But we need to get that Hessian up on our clematis in the back garden before it gets any colder.
Well, it's a bit late now, Neil, isn't it? Because now the bloody snow's come and probably bumped it off.
Well, let's get it.
But like any man, Neil struggles to find the clematis in your bush.
But there you go. But moving on. Then James is in the chat room. Johannes is in the chat room. Sandy's in the chat room. Julie's in the chat room. Let's get a classical quiz on the go.
Are you ready for your classical quiz?
No, but let's do it anyway.
Hold up. Let me get my pen.
Here we go.
I'm almost there. Hold up.
Okay, your classical quiz. And now there's only 8 questions.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Question number 1.
Yes.
Which of the following was buried in an unmarked pauper's grave?
Ooh.
Is it A, Mozart, B, Chopin.
Chopin.
Sorry, not shopping.
Right.
Chopin. C, Haydn, or D,
Haydn.
Beethoven. Haydn, thank you. Or D, Beethoven. Or Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Beethoven's a
in an unmarked.
I thought Beethoven was a dog.
He is. Right, okay.
Yep. He's also that most excellent dude from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure that plays the keyboard.
Right, I think I got that one.
Yeah, man. Keyboardist and Wild Stallions, Mark 1.
You do, Neil?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, question number 2. Which conductor always appeared on the podium wearing a white carnation? Is it A, Sir Thomas Beecham, B, Sir Malcolm Sargent, C, Sir Henry Wood, or D, Sir John Barbirolli?
Oh, right, not what I thought at all then. Can I have those again?
What, the answers?
Yeah.
See, already we're venturing into the realm of
he always appears on the podium wearing a white carnation. Is it A, Sir Thomas Beecham, B, Sir Malcolm Sargent, C, Sir Henry Wood, or D, Sir John Barbirolli?
Okay, I got that one. Julia and I got the same answer for the first question, so I probably got it right. Okay, 3.
Okay. In French opera houses, what job does the souffleur have? Is it A, the promoter, B, the first aider, C, encourage applause, or D, dessert chef?
Okay. 4.
Okay, question number 4. Which of these actors has not played Beethoven on screen? Is it A, John Belushi, B, Gary Oldman, C, Ed Harris, or D, Simon Callow?
That's interesting.
Which has not played.
Not played. Do those again?
John Belushi.
Which of these actors has not played Beethoven on screen? A, John Belushi, B, Gary Oldman, C, Ed Harris, or D, Simon Callow?
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
I hope.
Excellent.
Okay,
Okay,
question number 5.
Yeah.
In which year did the Sydney Opera House open? Is it A, 1971, B, 1972, C, 1973, or D, 1974?
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
question number 6.
Yeah.
It's another not question.
Okay.
Question number 6 is, which of these artists did not perform with Luciano Pavarotti during his lifetime?
Okay.
Is it A, Celine Dion, B, Sheryl Crow, C, Spice Girls, or D, Madonna?
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, that's yeah, Luciano, God, that poor guy had to sing with a lot of people, didn't he?
Yeah, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, 7. These are good questions, though.
Yeah, I actually
Okay,
saw the
number
3
7.
tenors in London once.
After which planet is Mozart's Symphony number 41 named? Is it A, Saturn, B, Jupiter, C, Mars, or D, Mercury?
Okay.
Got that, Neil?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, me and Leo have differed there. Oh, and Julia's. Oh, look, we're all got different answers. Julia's got right. I'm probably all wrong then. Right, and last question.
Okay, and your last question, number 8. Now, come on, you can all get this right.
Okay.
On which instrument is a nocturne usually played? Is it A, piano, B, violin, C, flute, or D, oboe?
Oh, a nocturne.
I bet you don't get it right, Neil.
No, I bet I don't, but I think.
I bet you're cheating and looking at Leo's answers.
I
point looking at mine.
I thought it was an instrument that you didn't even. I thought it was a clarinet, so that wasn't even in the offing. So I've had to go for the next closest thing. Not played on a trombone then.
Well, think of Nocturne, like, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Quiet
peaceful,
evening,
sleepy.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right, okay, sweetie, thank you very much for that. We're going to play a piece of music, which incidentally is coming live from the Sydney Opera House, as mentioned in the quiz. Would you have thunk it how seamless this show goes together?
Yes, yeah.
And we'll be back for the answers after
in just
this.
a second.
I'll catch you in the most, sweetie. Okay, boy.
Okay, what are we going to have?
We're going to have, I know it's not necessarily classical, but a bit classical. We're going to have Nick Cave and Warren Ellis live from the Sydney Opera House with Breathless.
It's a tenuous link, but I'll go with it.
Well, it's a lot of the stuff. He's got an orchestra backing him, and of course he's the pianist, and Warren Ellis is violinist and multi-instrumentalist. And Andrea's just mentioned the Sydney Opera House, so why not? So this is for Andrea because she loves a bit of Nick Cave.
Sweet.
Listen to the intro, sweetie. This is specifically for you. Nick Cave and Warren Ellis live from.
You always forget to turn the lights back on.
Sydney Opera House. Nick Cave, of course, who said today that Shane MacGowan, who sadly passed away, was the songwriter of our lifetime. There you go. We've lost
Shane MacGowan.
Shane MacGowan,
songwriter of our lifetime.
Yeah. Well, we've lost quite a lot of people today. Andrew, was it Alistair Darling?
Sorry.
Alistair Darling.
I forgot that was supposed to be a joke.
No, it's not a joke. Alistair Darling died. Shane MacGowan died. What was that? Henry Kissinger.
So things are looking up. I was just watching the X-Files.
And the guitarist from Killing Joke. There you go.
Well, that's not so great, but the other three, that's not the worst thing in the world.
Sweetie, we're just talking about Star Trek there, because Julia and Leo seem to be massive Star Trek fans, obviously.
Yeah. Obviously a lady of class and distinction.
And we were talking about Picard, and I said, well, Andrea loves Picard. I said, but it's got nothing to do with Star Trek.
Oh, Captain Picard?
Yeah, but it's got nothing to do with liking Star Trek.
I want to marry him.
Patrick Stewart. You do realise that Patrick Stewart is married to a woman less than the age of his youngest granddaughter.
The old dog.
No, dirty old man.
Apparently she knows how to make it so.
Now you've just put Andrea off. Julia's sent in a Star Trekky thing.
They just got engaged.
Right.
Captain Picard.
Captain Picard, right? Patrick Stewart, his wife is younger than his youngest granddaughter.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's awful. Right,
well,
I've obviously got very bad taste.
He went super Hollywood. You only have to look at the first 2 seasons of Picard to see just God dang how terrible it's gone for him, his career. Although season 3, did kind of rescue it.
Julia's just put is that a Klingon thing?
For God's sake.
I don't know.
I am going to murder you with a delta from the Star Trek logo in a minute.
Star Trek.
That is a Vulcan sign.
Right, okay. I thought they made
Klingons
tyres.
don't go around like with hand signals saying, live long and prosper. They tend to come at you with bat laps cutting you to pieces going, Patach.
I thought Vulcan made tyres, but what do I know? Anyway, I've got all different answers to what Julia's got. So
Neil, can I just say, why did you actually play that last song for me?
No,
I don't even like Nick Cave.
I know, that's why it was a joke. Right, let's have some answers.
I literally was like my little iPad just melted.
Sorry, one button, it should have been.
That's it.
That's
right. Okay, what have we got? Let's have some answers up here. Let's scroll back to the top.
You want some answers? I think Julia's doing very well.
Right, okay.
Okay, so question number 1, which of the following was buried in an unmarked pauper's grave? Was it A, Mozart, B, Chopin, D, whatever he's called, Haydn or something, or D, Beethoven?
Or was it E, all of the most talented musicians in history?
It was A, Mozart.
Mozart, got it.
It was A, Mozart.
I got Mozart, and Julia's got Mozart as well.
Yep, there you go, everyone gets a ding.
Okay. Question number 2, which conductor always appeared on the podium wearing a white carnation? And the answer was B, Sir Malcolm Sargent.
Ooh, B.
Oh, we've all got that wrong.
Very well. Yep.
Okay.
All got that.
Question number 3. In French opera houses, what job does the souffleur have?
Well,
is he A, a promoter, B, a first aider, C, encourage applause, or D, a dessert chef?
Well, Julie's gone B.
A, a promoter.
Oh, we've all got that
Julia
wrong.
Went with A. No, Julia went with A, so she got that.
Oh, yeah, no, B. Because B.
Yes, she did. Yeah, she went with A, I believe.
Really?
No.
Oh, right.
hang on, I've got to scroll down.
Yeah, Mozart, number 2.
Beecham, number 3 is when she went B.
Okay.
Number 4, she's gone A.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
We've all got different for number 4.
Where were we up to? Right. Question number 4. Which of these actors has not played Beethoven on screen? Is it A, John Belushi, B, Gary Oldman, C, Ed Harris, or D, Simon Callow?
I went for Simon Callow.
I went for Oldman. And Julia's gone for
Leo,
A.
You're correct. It is D, Simon Callow.
Oh, wow. We're both rocking it here.
Oopsie.
Right.
Okay. In question number 5, in which year did the Sydney Opera House open? And the answer was C, 1973.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong for me, right for Julia.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Okie dokie. And question number 6. Which of these artists did not perform with Luciano Pavarotti during his lifetime?
I went for Madonna.
And the answer is he didn't perform with Madonna.
Oh, so he performed with the Spice Girls.
Yes.
Yes,
You don't remember that?
Celine Dion and Sheryl Crow.
Yeah,
Right.
he ate all 4 of them afterwards.
I love Pavarotti. I know, Neil, you don't like Pavarotti.
when
but I love-
Pavarotti, the day Pavarotti died, I was on the beautiful island of Paros in the middle of the Aegean, which has maybe about a couple of hundred people and a few goats living on it. And when he died, I was in this villa looking out down to Perikia Bay, and I put on as loud as I possibly could Pavarotti singing, and it echoed out all the way across the valley down to the bay and everything. Quite a nice way to listen to Pavarotti, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Neil does not like Pavarotti. He doesn't. He hates it when I say listen to the 3 tenors.
Yeah, I saw them in London. I was saying just earlier. I saw the 3 tenors in
I
London.
wouldn't mind
It's
3
fantastic.
tenors if anybody's got any, but
Spread them about.
Can you? We could do a crowd.
Neil, you're so bad.
Right, come on. What's?
I play them at Christmas, and Neil just turns it off.
Aww.
I'll get into them for Christmas. Right.
Okay. All right. Question number 7. After
Pavarotti's
which
not just
planet
for
is
Christmas.
Mozart's Symphony number 41 named? Is it A, Saturn, B, Jupiter, C, Mars, or D, Mercury? And the answer is B, Jupiter.
Hey, nice. That's Julie got that one.
Yes.
Julie got that one perfectly.
I think she's
I went for
winning.
Mercury. So
I went
got
for
that
Mars.
right. Yeah, there you go.
And question number 8, which is so easy, so I hope you got this right. On which instrument is a nocturne usually played? And the answer is piano.
Piano. Yeah,
Okay.
fantastic.
And Julie,
Neil, you don't even know what a
super
nocturne
piano
is
as well.
or a piano, do you?
Yeah.
Really?
I know them to help with the singers. Ah, right. Okay. Well, I thought a nocturne was played on a clarinet because I was thinking of what's his name, Ackerbilk, and he played the clarinet, and I think he played quite a lot on
I thought you were
nocturne.
going to say Charlie Parker.
And so I thought the closest instrument in that was an oboe, which is a reed instrument, the same as a clarinet. So I thought it would be that, but clearly not. So I didn't get 0. You'll be pleased to know that I got 1.
Yay! Well done. Excellent.
Julie, how many did you get, Leo?
I got 5.
1, 2, 3. And right, Leo got 5 and Julia got 5.
Yay.
It just goes to show that they're far more educated and highbrow than my good self.
Yeah.
But,
Well, they are, because they don't listen to all the time Nick Cave.
Julia's put helping the singers was regarding the souffleur.
Souffleur,
The
yeah,
souffleur.
that's it. Yep, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's there you
Oh,
go.
really?
I'm liking that avatar you've chosen there. Good look.
Oh no, she's got Lieutenant Uhura, is that?
Uhura, yes.
Right.
It's Uhura.
It's all gone, Andrew. It's all gone
Fantastic.
terribly Star Trek-y.
God bless Michelle Nichols. She left us, I think, earlier this year. Bless her. It's fantastic.
Is there a
lady.
piece of classical music, Julia and Leo, that you'd like to play from a Star Trek movie? Because I will look it up now for you.
Star
and we
Trek
can
2:
play
The
it.
Wrath of Khan.
Oh God, he's in there straight away. Didn't even have to think about it.
Yeah,
Right,
well,
so-
I immediately jumped into that one for good reason, because it was released not long after I was born, and
Right.
it's commonly regarded as the best Star Trek film. I'd say there's good reason that Star Trek Search for Spock's not bad, and the Voyage Home's also pretty good. But yeah, I mean, Star Trek 2: The Wrath of Khan also because
and what song?
For the good lady driver and I, for our wedding, we had it in the registry office, and we wanted to play Amazing Grace from the end of this when they're First Contact. Yeah, actually, let's go with Julia's one. First Contact. Let's go with that.
Andrea.
Yes.
We'll say goodbye. We'll say goodbye because you need to put the speaker back on so you can listen to Leo and Julia's Star Trek song.
Yep. Yes.
Yes, I will.
Right.
I bet it'd be lovely.
Yeah.
It probably will.
Yeah.
It's not Star Trekking across the universe.
No, that's not good.
No.
Well, I mean, it's okay for a laugh, but it's not.
Thank you for our classical quiz. That was brilliant.
Yeah,
spot on.
Very much,
I'll see you when I get in, unless you're in bed.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah, but I digress. Yeah.
Right, we'll catch you later, sweetie. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So Julia wants to finish that. We wanted Amazing Grace from the end of Wrath of Khan, where they have the torpedo going out into space with a certain member of the crew. No spoilers aboard it. And they wouldn't let us have it because of the religious connotation. I'm like, look, I know Star Trek's good, yeah, it ain't quite a religion just yet. But they're like, oh, no, because it was from a hymn. I'm like, it's Scotty playing it on freaking bagpipes with an orchestra. There's what the... Okay, fine, whatever.
She can't take it, Captain. She don't have the power.
No, she didn't have the power.
Right, now what song do you want? Main title, Red Alert, Temporal Wake, Welcome Aboard, Fully Functional. That sounds like something completely different.
Is that genuinely the name?
Yes, it is. Yes. Retreat, because obviously things aren't going very well. Oh, this battle doesn't go well. Retreat and evacuate. And then 39.1 degrees Celsius, The Dish, First Contact. First Contact's the song. Oh, the main title.
The main title, yeah.
Here we go.
Let's
then.
Go with that. So in case you don't know, this is the first This is the first proper TNG film, First Contact, after they had Generations with... no, it's this. Live long and prosper.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so obviously they finished up Kirk's reign with Star Trek Generations, where you have Captain Kirk getting caught in a time rift.
You say obviously.
So Captain Picard has to go into the time rift and bring Captain Kirk out of the time rift because the two of them have to have a fight with Malcolm McDowell to stop him ending the universe. So it's basically old guy rescues other old guy to have fist fight with third old guy.
Perfect.
So after that, they decided to make all good again and do First Contact, where the Borg infect earlier Earth with the Borg virus in an attempt to stop First Contact with the Vulcans.
That's a hell of a plot right there.
Yeah, Zephyr Cochrane.
Here we go.
It's a great film.
Well, let's have a listen to the music.
Enjoy.
Here we
it's a great soundtrack.
And says Julia, the film with the great monologue by
This Far and No Further. Yes, so this is the film where we get the dichotomy between...
Julia's going to be listening to us every week now, hoping
that
you're going to be talking
exactly.
about Star
Well,
Trek.
I do generally.
Well, you do, or Doctor Who.
Exactly.
Let's play
but no, honestly, this is the film where we get the dichotomy between Picard of a TV series, who's kind and caring and has Picard Day, and then the Picard of the films, who suddenly becomes a complete sociopathic lunatic. I will not give up the ship, smashing things and just causing destruction everywhere he goes. Like, wait, I want to say, what happened to Picard? That is a very good point. This far and no further is when he's having his little breakdown. Captain Ahab broke his little ships.
I used to watch it as a kid growing up when it was Shatner.
Yes, Shatner.
And I did used to like a little bit of Star Trek when I was younger, when it was Shatner and it was Bones.
Yep. McCoy's my favourite character.
You got Spock in there, haven't you?
Yep.
And Uhura, who's the and
anyone know her first name?
Lieutenant.
Do you know her nationality?
Klingon.
Jesus Christ! Someone please put me out of his misery.
Let's play the song.
Why have you brought me here? Because I was lonely.
That was a beautiful piece of music, wasn't it?
That is, again, listen to the soundtracks, the themes. Jerry Goldsmith, I believe, has done quite a bit. Star Trek is well known out there for being, one of those franchises that has the most amazing music. Again, one of the things that can hold up films like The Undiscovered Country and The Final Frontier, where Kirk argues with God. Yes, he says, what does God need with a starship? Those are considered the films that aren't necessarily the best, although I quite like them, I still enjoy them. But it is, again, the soundtrack lifts you through those films quite a bit, where you can really actually just keep watching because the soundtrack is fantastic. And also, now here's a good question, right? And I'm sure Julia will be able to answer this as well. Is this the same in Germany, that people always suggest that you have never seen a toilet in Star Trek?
Don't know. I don't watch that.
So, this is one thing that people have commonly said over the years, is like, you've never seen anyone in the toilet until Star Trek Picard, but we won't quite count that. There's nothing fun about seeing a senile old Picard sat on the John with trowel around his ankles, right? But in the original,
I am going to de-trowel.
Well, exactly. In the original films, right, in Star Trek, the Final Frontier, right, Spock's brother, Cybok, locks him and Bones and Spock in the brig. Okay.
Right.
Now, people, go back and watch this film and watch it carefully, because Shatner's all frustrated and he's just like, how are we going to get out of here, trying different things, and Spock's like, yeah, I'm wise, I wouldn't do that, and he gets shocked. He's like, who the hell designed this thing? It's like, well, it was tested by the most resilient person they could find. It's obviously Spock.
Right.
Tested it so no one can get out, and Kirk turns around in frustration, hits a button, and out comes something he sits on. If you look behind it, it says, do not use while in space dock. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the toilet in Star Trek in the brig that he is sitting on. He's sitting on the John.
One toilet in that entire big spaceship. That is terrible,
it
isn't
is,
it?
Yeah, to be honest, it is actually
health
the only
and safety
toilet
gone mad.
Yeah.
What about the queue outside if they all need to go for a dump?
Oh, I thought you meant John Delancey just waiting out there going, one clap it down. Which is probably also something that probably happened.
Now, we're close to the end of the show.
Chekhov was on the toilet the whole Khan episode of TOS. That's true, actually. Yeah, Seed from Space. Although we were watching with Nigel like this, we were watching with my little one, the mini driver, the other day, episode of Star Trek, the original series. Best episode ever, where he accidentally flushes one of the crew out of like a torpedo tube or something. Do you remember that one? And it's brilliant because it focuses, like, Kirk is sat there at this chair, and this is 66 obviously, right? So effects weren't
these are the old ones that I liked, where they would wobble like that, polystyrene rocks, like, when it was fun, which I think it was intended to be fun.
Yeah.
Originally,
I mean, look,
just
they've
low
redone
budget.
it recently. They've added CG effects and stuff, and what annoys me is they've changed this particular scene, because I've got the originals, thankfully, because in the originals you've got Kirk at the captain's chair, and next to him he's got this little pad with a bunch of buttons on it, just push buttons, right?
Yeah.
And for the first time ever, and probably the last time in the series ever, you see what's on that pad. And it's Dymo labels, right? And you've got yellow alert, red alert, jettison escape pod, right? And I'm like, wait, why have you got those like right next to each other? Especially when it comes to the critical moment where he's on the communicator to the guy in the pod shaft. And he's like, okay, like, batten down the hatches, we're going to go red alert. And as soon as he just pushes the jettison button. Apparently the guy sucked out into space.
But very similar. Do you remember Spitting Image when it was on? And they had the Ronald Reagan Spitting Image, and he was fumbling around on his bedside table for two buttons. One of them was nurse, and next to it was nuke.
Yeah.
Which was also just brilliant.
That's exactly the same situation with Kirk. He did. Well, the thing is, what turned around even funnier was that the guy faked his own death and hid on board to ruin Kirk's career. It's like, okay, fair enough, you know.
Right, Julia says, I also miss the generic orange planet with the digital remaster.
Yes,
Well, the reason I used to like it as a child as well, we had this conversation with, we don't get started at 10 to 9, if I mention the Doctor Who. But I grew up watching Doctor Who when it was...
Which reused a set from Aliens.
Pertwee and then Tom Baker and so on and so forth. And I loved it as a youngster because it was really scary. And I loved the whole Star Trek thing where they used to always just beam down to it. I mean, every episode was they would beam down to a planet, and on this planet there'd be like a flesh-eating plant, or there'd be some
salt-eating monster,
warriors or whatever, and it was really exciting because then they'd go like, beam me up, and one of them would get stranded on the planet, and it was always kind of that it wasn't necessarily a cliffhanger. Doctor Who used to end on a cliffhanger, but there was always that little bit of tension. You knew it was going to be okay, but if Bones, Spock and McCoy beam down to a planet, there'd be an extra would beam down with them that nobody knew. So you knew he was going to die.
Usually a Rodriguez or a Sanchez or a Marquez.
So you're like, who is this fella? I've never seen him on the Starship Enterprise before. And all of a sudden he's beaming down to a planet because they've got to bump somebody off. But it can't be one of the main cast. So
exactly.
You never, right, if you were an unknown on the Starship Enterprise, and they said, "Oi, John, you've got to beam down to a planet with Spock, McCoy, and Bones." You go like, "No way, mate, I'm not going."
If you sign up to Starfleet and you're assigned to your starship, and the first officer and the captain call for you, and you hear over the intercom your name to the transporter for awaiting,
you don't go.
And you look down, and you're wearing a red shirt, and your name is Marquez, Sanchez, anything South American or Latino. You know you're done.
Yeah.
That's it. You might as well just get that wheel sent off. And
they might as well just shoot them on the bridge and go, right, let's not beam down to the planet because he's going to die. Red shirt, says Julia.
Exactly. Red. There's actually a fragrance called Red Shirt out there that you can get, Star Trek Red Shirt.
Good grief.
Yeah. But I mean, here's the thing. It's reserved for those red shirts and people of that particular South American lineage. For the guys that are like, gold shirts, command like material and all that. No, they fake their own death by flushing themselves out a torpedo tube and then hiding in the bulkheads for long enough for them to have a court-martial. So I'm thinking, hold on a second, the court-martial for Kirk, this is going to take weeks. There's no one walking around engineering going, what the hell's that funk, man? Oh, dude, I thought you were dead. You know what I mean? He would have been stinking after that.
You get executed for a court-martial.
Well, this is one of the things they were calling for, was the execution of Kirk because he accidentally pushed the wrong Dymo-labelled button.
As you were 20 minutes late starting, do we get an extra long show?
Well, we did do it long. We do tend to do that most of the time.
We do normally, Sandy, have a tipple of the week. And we haven't had a tipple of the week yet. And I did actually go out of my way to procure...
In which case it is time for...
Tipple of the week! A German one. In light of the fact that we were... Well, it's Bavarian.
Well, yeah, Bavaria is one of the... Julia, please correct me. 50-something... How many states are there in Germany? Because people forget this. Germany is a federation.
Like the Star Trek Federation.
Well, yeah, why not, actually? Yeah, and it's a federation of states. Bavaria is one of the many states within Germany. This has been... I'm sure Julia will correct me of how many states there are. But I was telling you, my friend Nicole comes from the same area that Hitler's secretary came from.
Yes, you did.
Sorry, Austrian painters.
The Austrian painter. We're not allowed to mention the H word on the show because we'll get an algorithm strike.
Yeah. Well, that is unless you're making AI music with his voice. Well, apparently that seems to be doing fine on YouTube. Go figure.
So thank goodness most of this is written in English. It's Erdinger.
Yep.
And it's made with fine yeast wheat beer. Now, I'm not a fan of wheat beer, but I'm prepared to give it a go.
Malz, Hopfen, Hefe. Yep.
And it's bottle fermented. And then it goes on and says a lot of stuff in German.
Well, that's going to be the ingredients, isn't it? Yeah. Which is Zutaten, Wasser, Weizenmalz, Gerstenmalz, Hopfen, and Hefe.
But also underneath all of that, I see the word
16
Wolverhampton.
States. Thank you, Julia. 16 states.
16 states. I see the word Wolverhampton, which is close to where my family grew up in the Black Country in England.
Yes,
if we can even say Black Country anymore.
Yeah. No, I mean, as everyone knows, the Wolverhampton is.
Wolverhampton. Is
Wolverhampton, yeah.
That's the as in.
Well, they've always had a fine tradition of Bavarian brewing in Wolverhampton.
Well, what I was just going to say whilst Julia is still tuning in, and we were talking about New Model Army earlier. Of course, as they famously wrote on The Ghost of Cain, Justin wrote the song 51st State, which alludes to the fact that obviously Hawaii was the 50th state of America, but England has become the 51st state of America. I think Wolverhampton is now the 17th state of Germany.
Yes, it certainly indicates from their beer anyway.
So let's have a look at this, and we will have a slightly extra long show. We'll have a little snifter, we'll have a couple of tunes, and then we'll be over now. But I'm quite looking forward to this. Erdinger or Erdinger?
Yeah, Erdinger.
Let's have a look if it
depends how much you want to roll those R's in much a Sylvester McCoy sort of way.
We could see. I'm going to do this one for you now. Okay. We could see if this goes off explosively, like Captain Luke Picard's monologue in that Star Trek film, or whether it dies hopelessly, like Sanchez when he beams down to a planet.
There you go. Yeah, perfect. Let's find out. Let's see. Is it a Picard or is it a red shirt Sanchez? Let's find out.
It's Picard.
Ooh, it's Picard. It's Picard breaking his little toy ship.
So let's see if mine's going to be awful and I've got Sanchez. Oh, it's a double Picard.
Engaged. Engaged.
Oh, Julia might have noticed that your engaged thing is Jean-Luc Picard
indeed,
at the start of the show, isn't it?
Yes, indeed, that is. Well, the very keen-eyed will have noticed that the watch is from Clockwork Orange with the eyes.
Yes, that's a good film.
Is from Blue Velvet.
That's a good film.
The ear. And the engaged is, of course, Picard saying engage. As he did aboard the Enterprise D in Picard Season 3, which is all we were waiting for freaking 20-odd episodes.
This is a feisty fella.
It is a bit.
I've got rather a large head.
The interesting
said
thing
the
as well
bishop
is
to the actress.
Being a vice beer, right? Like ein großen Kopf, yeah. It's actually really quite amber for a vice beer.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
I've dropped my glasses, can't afford to break another pair.
Yeah. What was that? Another £2 from Pound?
No, I got 3 pairs for £3 because you buy 3 pairs, they work out £1 each.
Oh, sweet, fantastic.
Absolutely. I'm nothing if not extravagant in my eyewear.
You don't have the German superpower of opening it with anything other than a bottle opener. Let me just put this down for you.
Or you can open it with our kids open
Let me
with
just highlight. I'm going to move away
lighter
from the mic for a second, but I'll explain first. I used to open bottles with my teeth, and I'll show you, ladies and gentlemen and kids, why that's not a good idea.
Oh, nice.
That massive silver chunk is 2/3 of one tooth that went missing through doing it, and I also have another cavity behind that where another tooth succumbed to opening it with your teeth. So, ladies and gentlemen, try to avoid opening bottles with your teeth.
Reef also come up with a flip-flop where you've got a bottle opener in the bottom of your flip-flop. And
great, so you can like smell the dog.
Well, this is exactly what Andrea said,
because
I said instantly, what a great idea, because you're on the beach and you've got a bottle, and then Andrea said, but what if you've trodden in dog shit on the way down?
What if you've been walking down Downderry and the water company's just evacuated their sewage overflow, which they seem to do regularly?
Oh,
right, so there's a bit of a sort of
proves my point that the superpower is missing. It does definitely prove your point.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't even open it with, like, the kids do it with a clipper.
I used to do that as well until I blew one up in my hand. But yeah, it does have a smell.
Oh, crikey, blimey.
The aroma is a little bit banana-y. Nowhere near as much as something like Hoegaarden, though.
That's the one I know, Hoegaarden. Mm-hmm. Yes, I've got a Hoegaarden glass at home.
Again, this is much more of a sort of...
it's not bad, though, actually.
Yeah, this is definitely more of a traditional Bavarian lager brew.
Quite sweet, quite sticky.
With a sort of Weiss twist, rather than necessarily a heavy Hoegaarden Weisse beer that...
It's sugary sticky.
Yeah, it's got a caramel to it. A bit of a caramel to it. It's still a very nice light on the palate, though. It moves briskly. It's like a studious home-based worker getting stock out on his forklift.
It moves briskly like a shoplifter going through boots at Christmas.
It does indeed, yes, yeah. What's the actual percentage? What's the gravity on this as well? Since we're speaking Star Trek, we might as well talk about gravity.
Does it say?
It will do, because legally it has to.
Does it have to in Germany, though? They do love a beer. Maybe they just they don't care what the ABV is in Germany. So long as it comes quickly in a stein, they don't really keep it coming.
You know what? I can't
see a gravity on that at all.
Yeah. It's imported by Carlsberg.
I'm tasting between 4 and 5.
Yeah, I'm saying this has got to be somewhere in the 4.
It's not strong, but it's got a little bit of a punch to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
A bit like the police who are arresting the shoplifter moving through booths at Christmas.
Well, I'd say that's again,
quite pleasant.
This is another good one for Christmas. I'd say that's a really good one again for Christmas Eve while you're wrapping the presents. Got a bit of swing metal on the radio, maybe a bit of Leipzig Sinfonia if you want to.
I'll have Leipzig Sinfonia on vinyl over Christmas.
Maybe a couple of mince pies as well. I think that's a winner right there.
And whilst we imbibe, one of your favourite pieces of music, we won't be able to play the whole thing because it's about 3 days long.
Yeah, and I'm going to dedicate this to my dad, bless him, who sadly has dementia, so he won't necessarily be able to appreciate as much as he used to, but he has this on vinyl, lovely 12-inch plates. Used to listen to a lot of this composer when I was a kid, and I was very lucky to go and see this very particular one And it was at the English National Opera. Fantastic performance of it, great production of it. Very good to check out if you want to check this out. And this is going to be De Vluggen Hollander, yes?
The Flying Dutchman. It is by Wagner.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
as I say, a suggestion of it, because it is about 2 weeks long.
Yes, exactly. It's about 11.5 minutes the overture, but we'll give you a little taste of this.
I've told you a million times, Leo, don't exaggerate.
Well, some people may, exactly. Some people may remember this as well. It used to be on the Guinness advert with Rutger Hauer.
Oh, yes, I do. Rutger Hauer. Yeah. He was, he was in the...
Memories Fade.
The Hitcher. Great film.
Yeah. Or, and now those memories fade.
What's that one?
Like teardrops in the rain. Time to die.
He was German, Rutger Hauer, wasn't he?
Was he?
I think he was.
Yeah, well, please
clarify. Very good actor.
Please clarify.
Very good actor. A bit like a Dolph Lundgren character.
Yeah, I'd say. Well, he wasn't a bodybuilder or anything.
No, but similar kind of.
Jet white hair,
if you like. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a bit of Wagner whilst we sup a little bit of Erdinger.
Indeed.
Julie's probably like just cringing at my German pronunciation, but never mind. Here we go. That's getting quite dramatic, isn't it?
You've got to check
because
that
we've got
out,
another 2 weeks of it.
If you get the opportunity and you have a spare 4 hours or so, check out, because like Wagner notoriously has super long operas. But yeah, no, the Flying Dutchman is one definitely worth checking out. And Julie was saying they just posted something from the Flying Dutchman from this summer on Insta today, so get out over to their Instagram, check that out.
Okay.
But yeah, there's also some other great ones, like the Fledermaus is another fantastic one as well. If you want something a little shorter, a little lighter, one that's really good for Christmas is Gilbert and Sullivan's The Mikado. Really fun. It's comical. It's more your sort of fare, really. It's kind of like the classical music equivalent of Grease. In a sense, it's
Beautiful.
A musical. It's quite short. It's quite snappy. It's comical, and the Sadler's Wells version is available on YouTube. So just look up Sadler's Wells, The Mikado, and their production of it is absolutely brilliant. I actually seen it at Sadler's Wells several times.
Well, really you had a play out song, Leo. I had a play out song, but it looks like Sandy's got the play out song in the chat room. Any chance there is, if I can find it, that we can play out on Symphony No. 3 in E flat major, Opera 55,
Opus 55, Eroica,
Scherzo
Allegro,
Viva, and that's Beethoven. If you're not sure, many thanks. Right, read that out to me, Leo.
Humperdinck, Hansel and Gretel is perfect for Christmas and also not too long. Thanks, Julia. That's another good one to check out.
I'm going to search for that Symphony No. 3. So
Beethoven Symphony No. 3.
Beethoven.
Yeah.
Symphony.
I love how Spotify just pops up like Ludwig van Beethoven with a portrait of him, trying to make him look all like sort of from the hood.
Beethoven Symphony No. 3 in what? E flat major.
E flat major, Opus 55.
Got it. That is 16.5 minutes, 12 minutes.
Yeah.
E flat major, Opus.
See, back then, if you're going to make a tune, you're going to make it worthwhile.
1, 2, or 3.
Number 3 in E flat major.
Number 3 in E flat major.
Yeah. Opus 55. Eroica Scherzo Allegro Vivace.
Got it.
Yeah. You got it.
Got it. It's 15 minutes long, so we can play out on that, and it can just keep playing until we're
done.
We're done. So I'm going to say thank you very much to Julia Nagel, lead trombonist from Sinfonia Leipzig.
Yep. Thank you for your patience with our technical glitches tonight,
and
as well.
Trombonist with swing metal band Shubidoom.
Indeed.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you to our dad Johannes. Thanks to Sandy. Thanks for James for dropping in. Thanks to everybody else who's listening. Thanks to all the people who've liked the post that I put up for Sinfonia. Was our fastest and highest liked post on Instagram since we started. It literally went bang and kept climbing, and we've got loads of likes from people we don't know and more follows, so thank you to all those people as well. You're going to do our thing, and then we're going to have that whatever it is from Beethoven.
Symphony No. 3 in E flat major, Opus 55, Eroica Scherzo Allegro Vivace.
Can we just do punk next week? I know all about that.
We can do, yeah.
No, we've got Kai Benjamin
back next week,
from The Voice, BBC's The Voice, who joined us when he became the semi-finalist for The Voice.
Indeed, yeah.
He's gone off and done great things, and he's come in to tell us all about how his life has gone next Thursday.
Yeah,
so
hopefully we'll talk a little bit
Kite.
about Japan as well, because he's
Absolutely.
popping up in Japan, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Indeed.
So we'll get
Fantastic.
a genuine bona fide from The Voice to fame.
Yes, and if you enjoyed this show or you missed a bit of it and want to catch up or just want to watch it again, get onto our websites at fm.fluidrecords.co.uk and vision.fluidrecords.co.uk, where you'll find credits, track listings and replays of all our shows to date. Oh, pardon me. It's repeating on me on there.
Dinger. It is a fizzy fella.
It is a bit fizzy, and as I get older, I tend to have a lot more gas these days. And while you're out and about...
I'm rather gaseous.
Yes, gaseous.
I'm
indeed.
pretty and witty and gaseous.
Yes, yep. Oh, blimey, it's still coming. Anyway, it's repeating
Said
on
the
me.
bishop to the actress.
Indeed. And while you're out and about on our socials or wherever you're watching, please do like, share, follow and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, please do hit the notification bell and the subscription button. And please do like, share, follow and comment, because it helps us with the algorithm. We aren't sponsored. We aren't funded by Pocket Watch or Venture Media or Maker Studios or anyone like that.
But we're going to start making our own earrings.
Yes, yeah, we're going to try to start making our own earrings. But yeah, everything you can do to help us along, get onto our Facebook at /Phluid Records, Twitch /Phluid Vision, Mixcloud /Phluid FM, Instagram at Phluid Records, YouTube at Phluid Vision, and Twitter X at FM Fluid. Give us a like, give us a comment, share, follow, subscribe. If you want to go a little bit further and help us keep the lights on here, get on over to our website at fluidrecords.co.uk /merch and help us out by buying some of our fantastic
I'd
merch.
like to see some of this going around in Germany. Imagine if the orchestra came on, Julia, and all 40 of them are wearing a Fluid t-shirt.
That would be interesting.
That'd be a good look,
Maybe
wouldn't
we
it?
should actually do a Fluid
Fluid Sinfonia logo.
No, a suit. You know, and ball gowns.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you could
T-shirts would be fine.
Maybe
for me.
you could hook up with Andrew Ryu and do a Christmas gig with Fluid ball gowns and such. You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you?
I want to see on a Sinfonia live stream on Wednesday on YouTube moving forward. I want to see it, and it pan round, and Julia will be there going with a Fluid Records T-shirt and give us a little on the trombone.
And if you want to go that extra little bit further, and you can become one of our sponsors and join the crew at fluidrecords.co.uk /join the crew. And for any size donation a month, you will be able to help us keep producing the content as we do, and you'll get your name up here on the Wall of Fame and on the website Wall of Fame. And in time, should we get enough, we'll start looking at what we can do for little perks and little bonuses for those that would subscribe. Julia's saying there, I would love it. Maybe send me the shirt. Yeah, we will get onto that.
Log into the merch site, Julia. Choose your colour, choose your size, choose your whatever. Send us a memo and we'll do that. Last thing I'm going to say is don't forget to log into our website tomorrow night and watch Flexi streamed straight direct from JJ's in Liscard.
Indeed, don't
forget to log into our website on Saturday and stream my band, The Morzim, direct from JJ's
Vision Live
in Liscard.
Is back. So we'll be having that tomorrow night and Saturday night. Tomorrow
by just logging into
vision.fluidrecords.co.uk or fm.fluidrecords.co.uk, because it will be both audio and video live streaming from tomorrow from 7 and Saturday from 8 as we relaunch Winning Weekends for the winter season. We're going to get Christmas parties started. We've got some cocktail offers on, 2 pictures for £15. For Flexi Friday, we have Flex on the Beach and OG&T pictures, and for the Morzim, we have Brass Monkeys and Monkey Wrenches.
Of course we do. Anything to do with monkeys.
Yes, indeed. This will be an ongoing thing with the gigs. We'll have themed drinks offers for all of the gigs. So don't forget to check that out as well. Have you said everything
I've said everything. I'm poised to play Beethoven for Sunday and we're out of here.
Excellent. So all that remains is for me to say
live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. Take care. Stay safe out there. And mein Scheiß Kleiber ist großen. Guten Abend.